It's easy not to think about it, but COVID-19 really changed how movies are made and produced, as well as how people watch them. In 2021, theaters took a huge hit and studios started to change how they made movies, so it was interesting to see how 2022 would go with so many new movies being made and shown. It turned out that 2022 was a great year for movies, especially since all theaters were open, and people were encouraged to watch these huge movies on the big screen instead of at home. There were a lot of movies from all kinds of genres that came out this year, but action movies really stood out. Today in this video, we are going to talk about the top 10 best action movies of 2022. But before we begin our countdown, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon as well. So let's get started. Number 10. The Woman King. In this picture, which is based on actual events that took place in Africa from the 17th through the 19th centuries. Standout performances come from Viola Davis and John Boyega. The story revolves around the kingdom of Dahomey and the Agoji, a group comprised entirely of women who fought for the realm and served as its protectors, confirming that their narrative was meant to be shared with the world and demonstrating everything they did to protect each other in Western Africa. The Woman King is a historical film that is full of superb performances and emotional moments. Number 9. RRR. Since RRR has a substantial amount of action throughout its running time, it must not be overlooked on a list such as this one. It was the costliest Indian film ever made with a budget of over 70 million, making it the most expensive film ever made in India. But the result was well worth the amount of money that was spent on it. This is the kind of movie you should see if you enjoy watching major characters put in precarious positions where they shouldn't be able to survive, extravagant stunts involving motorcycles, situations where they shouldn't be able to survive, and history being dramatized. Number 8. Prey. An article that was written by IGN and released for the video game Prey used the phrase spine-ripping to characterize the performance of Nuru, who is played by Amber Mid-Thunder. Nuru comes from a conservative family and feels as though she has something to show to them. The movie Prey is essentially a prequel to the iconic film Predator, which was released in the 1980s. It takes the story back to the beginning of the alien antagonist, and it focuses on the events that led up to the first time they encountered one another. Nuru makes the independent decision to go after the Predator because she is intent on proving to her family that she is capable of being a warrior on an equal footing with the males, and that she is more than just a woman who gathers crops. Nuru is determined to show her family that she is capable of being a warrior on an equal footing with the males. Number 7. The Gray Man. Who doesn't enjoy a good movie about how the CIA is run by crooked people? Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, whose character sports a strong mustache while looking for a former coworker, square off against one another in this scene. The Russo brothers, who are most widely recognized for their work in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, directed The Gray Man, which is an adaptation of the same titled novel that was published in 2009. This movie is chock full of action, firearms, and a dynamic duo that we weren't even aware we needed. Number 6. Uncharted. Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland were able to successfully take on the roles of Nathan Drake and Victor Sullivan, two characters who had been animated for a significant amount of time in the PlayStation game that shares the same name as the movie. The fact that the action film grossed more than $400 million demonstrates that adaptations of popular video games may be tremendously lucrative if they are carried out effectively in the cinematic medium. Both Holland and Wahlberg did a good job working together and maintained a passable level of chemistry for the entirety of the film. Their stunts were entertaining to see and drew a lot of attention. Number 5. Bullet Train. What could be more exciting than a movie that takes place entirely within the cramped confines of a train that is going at a high rate of speed? A small amount. The audience quickly learns that bizarre alias names are frequent in a movie like this, especially with the numerous renowned persons who make up the cast, and Brad Pitt stars in the film as Ladybug. A mercenary named Ladybug is tasked with transporting a very crucial briefcase, during which she faces a multitude of assassins who seek what she possesses. This movie has cameos from several well-known actors and actresses, including Bad Bunny, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Logan Lerman, and Brian Tyree Henry, among others. Number 4. The Batman. In addition to Wakanda Forever and The Batman, Wakanda Forever was another one of the most anticipated superhero films of 2022. Fans of the Batman franchise were interested to see how Robert Pattinson would fare in the role of Batman compared to his predecessors, particularly Christian Bale. An even higher amount of hype was developed for the action movie because of the fact that Batman was, for many people, the first movie they viewed after COVID closed the theaters. This contributed to the popularity of the film. He gave the impression that he could hold his own against the most well-known actors in the business. Both Paul Dano and Zoe Kravitz's portrayals of the Joker's most notorious foe, the Riddler, deserve praise for their work in this production. Number 3. Everything Everywhere All at Once. This movie is full of exciting scenes, and it was one of the most talked about films of 2022 thanks in large part to Michelle Yeoh's performance. The year 2022 saw it become one of the most successful years for the motion picture industry. The motion picture, which has a separate title for each of its 3 sections and is named Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, has a fantastic pace throughout. This comedy-drama-action movie contains an incredible ensemble cast, and Jamie Lee Curtis is an amazing supporting actress in the film. The movie also combines comedy, drama, and action. Yeoh's is going to have to go through several other realities if he is going to be successful in preventing a powerful beast from destroying the multiverse. Number 2. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The most anticipated film of the year, as well as one of the most anticipated continuations or sequels to previous films. Fans of the franchise were concerned about the future of the sequel after the passing of the legendary Chadwick Boseman, who starred in previous installments of the film series. However, the director Ryan Coogler did an excellent job of handling the situation and working the tale in a way that paid tribute to both T'Challa and Boseman's contributions. Namor, the villainous anti-hero, was a wonderful addition to the cast. His beliefs were not as outlandish as those of the typical Marvel bad guys, and several characters were fleshed out and given the resolution they required. Number 1. Top Gun, Maverick. Maverick was a wonderful addition to the film that it was based on and is currently the most financially successful film of 2022. The fact that it grossed more than $1 billion in sales is evidence that Tom Cruise is just as outstanding now as he was in the original picture, which was released more than 35 years ago. Maverick did everything right, including adding an entirely new aircraft crew, which included new members like Rooster, played by Miles Teller, and Heyman, Glenn Powell. It's new, it moves quickly, it brings back good memories, and it's the best action movie of the year. So that's it for today. We hope you found our video interesting. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and share it with others. Also, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new uploads. In the end, thanks for watching and see you next time.